Hello and welcome to Good Clean Gaming. I'm your host Jalindo, and today we're playing some more Renowned Explorers. And in this game, we're going to be doing a third campaign. In the previous campaign, the second one, we were doing great. We were one-shotting all the enemies. We were just unstoppable steamrollers of awesomeness. And then we ran into the Abyss, and the Abyss was just too tough for us to take down before we got wiped out. And I did do some research. Apparently, the Abyss is quite unbalanced right now. One of the more difficult bosses in the game, for the point in the game that she appears, and it has to do with the number of ads she spawns and the fact that all the ads are ranged, which it can put you at a pretty big disadvantage. We're going to start a new game though, and like I said, last game we did the one-shotting high attack power crew. In this one, we're going to be going with high survivability. So I crunched all the numbers and found the characters with the highest survivability, and they also happen to kind of fit together fairly well. Not incredibly well suited, but I mean they fit together pretty well. The first one's Emilia Karwowska. She's a genius biologist, hails from Krakow University. She's looking to find more exotic plants, loves to read romance novels. As a captain, she starts every expedition with a tool, which will help us with the adventure wheel rolls. It'll give us a better percentage chance on, I think, one wheel per expedition. I think that's the way it works. Never actually used the tools yet. And then we have +1 study for every nature challenge, which is cool. So Amelia is a defensive scientist with amazing speech defense and great overall defenses. She can heal all her allies in an area, making her one of the best supportive characters to take with you. I believe she's one of the 2 characters in the game that get Tranquility, which is an AoE heal. I can't remember who the other one is. I want to say Philippe, but I'm probably wrong about that. There's somebody that gives Tranquility, though, not just her. But she gets it earlier, and so she's really good, even pretty early in the game for AoE heals. She does best with devious and friendly crews as long as there's someone else to do the offense. And her recommended crew is friendly and devious, but we're not going to be going with that. She is archaeologist and naturalist. And the next crew member we're going to have, she's kind of like, she's the leader. She's going to be the healer, the leader. She's defensive, like I said, amazing speech defense and great overall defenses. So she fits our team well. The second one on here is totally awesome. He's Charles Templeton, and he has amazing, absolutely amazing defenses. He's an ex-sailor and then ex-butler from Manchester who wants to rub elbows with the Queen and knows how to throw a punch and an insult. I actually really like him as a character. Charles is a defensive speaker with great defenses and overall good offense. So he actually can do some damage speech-wise, which is really helpful. And overall, he's got great defenses. Charles can force enemies to attack him with a group insult, so it makes him a great tank. And Charles does especially well with devious in devious crews, but is a balanced addition to most teams. Recommended crew to go with is aggressive or devious with Dolores and Haddis. And then the last one we're going to have is the other person on that list, Dolores. So Dolores won many tournaments, but kept her identity hidden behind a mask. And now she travels the world in search of new things to punch. She's a defensive fighter from Mexico, age 28, with great armor and decent offenses. So these are our 2 damage dealers / tanks. And then Emilia is kind of the healer and also takes a good amount of hits. So hitting and shouting Dolores can keep her opponents busy and take their hits. Dolores does well with most aggressive and devious teams. Recommended to go with aggressive devious with Anna or Haddis. It's funny how Charles recommends going with Dolores, but Dolores doesn't recommend going with Charles. That's an odd tooltip to have. And you'll see that all of them have level 1 of something, of 2 things. So they're very, very well suited for each other. We have 6 skills here between these 3 characters. So the only one that might be a sore thumb is Amelia, but I think they fit together fairly well. Check out the stats real quick before we start out. We have look at Amelia's speech defense 31. That's a 38% reduction, and she has decent armor and also 20 and 25 on the attack. 50 spirit. These are the only 3 characters in the game with 50 spirit. Everybody else has 40 or 30. Which just shows you their survivability. Charles has 22 and 21 with 50 spirit, also very survivable, and 23 on his attacks. And then Dolores has 22-25, spirit of 50, and 15-27. So she's more armor based. Charles is more balanced, and Amelia is more speech defense based. So that's how we're going to use them. We're going to jump into this game. Da 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 da. And here's our crew. Boy, they don't fit well together visually. But very few crews actually fit together, you know, visually on that page. Okay, this is it. So we're gonna jump through all this. This is Saxon kings, found somewhere on the mainland of Britain, but King Edbert's grave remains a particular mystery. I think this is different from the other ones we've been doing. If it isn't, I'm sorry, because there's like 3 of these, and if I'm hitting the same one over and over, then that's just silly. Saxon kings, 7 supplies to resolve everything normal on the first level. We're gonna go ahead and explore here, and then come down here to get these supplies. The crew suddenly gets ambushed by some aggressive-looking men. These foreign Fancypants are gonna take our jobs. Attack. They're charging. Stand your ground. Okay. So here we go. Our first fight right off the bat. So we want to go aggressive because that's going to get us status and gold. Another thing we're doing differently, last time we were going heavy status so we can get all those, the huge amount of entourage and have it stack, stack, stack. This time we're doing something different. We're going to be going gold crazy, and we're going to get the very best items we can out of the item shops to boost up our stats. Mainly because I want to have, since these guys are all defensive specialists, I want to get plus 10 to offense at least on each of them so that they become defense and offense specialists, and it'll be just great. So we're going to jump over here, and we're going to see how much damage our people can do. So Dolores first. We want to go attack. We could go these other things, but yeah, we're just going to go attack. So we're not going to be one-shotting these guys right off the bat, as you can see, like the other team would be doing. But you'll see in a second just how well we can take a punch. Smack. That's right. Alright, in turn, let's see how well we can take a punch here. Boom. 14. And that was against her. She's actually weak, our weakest defender when it comes to physical attacks. He's gone. We could also stack debuffs as well. So for instance, Impress gives negative 25 speech defense. So I can apply that to him real quick. So now he's impressed, and then we can come down with Amelia and use some kind of speech ability, like enraged or excited. Let's go with try on enraged. This is only 80% chance to hit, so hopefully I don't miss. That'd be silly. 33. So you see, if you apply the debuffs and the buffs, they do just fine on attack power. With the situation solved, the crew can continue exploring. Charles is baffled by the fact that these men thought that shepherding or mining was of any interest to you. Okay, now let's grab these. Well, let's go up here first, and then we'll come down and grab the supplies. A giant spear thistle is standing near a small rock formation you pass by. This thistle has an unusual color and is much bigger than the others. You decide to study it and then sell it afterwards. Great. Normally you wouldn't be so excited about this, but you found an abandoned farm. The fields are overgrown with vegetables and even some fruit trees. You take some time to restock your supplies. That gives us 3 supplies. That's just what we need to fill up our supplies. Awesome. Everything's going great. 0 is a 0 travel time to go from here to here. And that's a nature challenge, so we're going to get that plus study token. You encounter a group of Highlanders sweating and breathing heavily. One of them, who the others call Coach, speaks. Hey there, we're the local rugby team and are trying to increase our stamina by jogging. We were just about to do some tackle drills. Why don't you join us and show us what you got? Dolores can do some tackle drills. That's kind of what she's designed for. She's a fighter, she's an athlete, she has armor. 82% chance that we're going to get 2 collect tokens and a campaign token. Let's do this. And yes! Dolores tackles the rugby players as if they weren't even there. Eventually, even 3 of them try to tackle Dolores at once, but Dolores keeps standing strong. After the training is over, the coach shows great appreciation. That was the best performance I've ever seen. This will go down history as the best training ever. Too bad we can't add you to our team. Nice. So we're here now. Let's plan this out so we can get around as quickly as possible. I want to go here first since it's out of the way, and then pop down and around. You see a giant tunnel entrance on the side of a hill. You decide to take some torches and explore it. Cannot read today. Wow. You walk for a few minutes until you notice a giant machine standing inside the tunnel. It seems to be some sort of drilling machine, powered by steam. The machine it's powered by steam. This game is powered by steam. Awesome. The machine seems to be a prototype and is broken, but contains cutting-edge technology that can be harvested. Amelia has a 61% chance of making this happen. Oh yeah, here's the tool. So if we want to use the tool right now, we could. It would grant a 25% bonus. I don't want it that badly, but it would gain her a perk for engineering. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and grab that just to make sure that this happens. Oh, and it didn't. But that's okay, because the tooltip said if the tool doesn't succeed, then you don't consume the tool. The crew watches in awe how Amelia studies every single part of the steam drill, removing every part and putting it back again. After hours and hours spent on the drill, Amelia becomes an expert at steam engines. Unfortunately, everything Amelia has learned is not cutting edge. She still gains it? Wow. That shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't have gained the steam engine perk, should I? Or maybe that was whether or not I got it. I ended up getting that perk. Okay, we can go archaeology or we can go naturalist. I think I want to go naturalist. Target becomes excited. So this is tranquility. You can see what it does here. 50% speech power, but gains 20% per turn, up to 60%. So it's 110% heal, potentially, after 3 turns, and it's an AoE. So this is actually a phenomenal ability. Next, we have Dolores, who wants to level up. She's basically going to be our athlete, so I'm going to level her as an athlete. Plus 2 attack power, plus 1 armor. Kind of fits our playstyle. Awesome. Now we're going to go down here, do our nature challenge again. As you walk through some rocky hills, Dolores spots a giant bird's nest with strange colored eggs. These interesting eggs are certainly worth a bunch, but getting them might prove a challenge since big birds are flying around everywhere. I can use this tool again. Hey, hey. And have Dolores fetch the eggs. This would get us a potential of 2 collect tokens and 1 study token. The alternative is we lose 10 grit if we fail. Yay, nice. Thank you, tool. Dolores sprints towards the nest. A giant bird sees it happening and dives towards Dolores, who dodges his beak just in time. Dolores snatches the eggs and hurries back towards safety. Awesome. So next, I think we should go this way and then wrap our way around and then come in from the back. So that should allow us to capture all the points with the least amount of supplies used. A group of sheep is fighting to eat from a slightly greener patch of grass. It might be interesting to study this peculiar patch of grass. All right, let's do it. You approach the patch of grass, but the sheep see you as competition and start attacking you. Show your worth. Fighting sheep, fighting sheep. We're going to be fighting sheep. Okay, we want to go devious to beat them. Even though they're strong against devious, we'll get an extra study token. We'll start out, let's see. Let's get everybody in position and then see what we can do to make this happen. There's our heal if we wanted to use it. We're not going to use it right now. So if we want to be devious, I want to see if we can take down at least some of the ads before they have a chance to respond. We do. We can take down most of them. So we're going to go ahead and take the malice of being devious against friendly, just so we can have the study token. Here it comes. Negative 30 speech defense. So they're going to be doing more damage to us than usual. Alright, and last but not least, please don't miss. Nice. Only 1 sheep left. Not a problem. And he fumbles. Perfect. Alright, get out of here. Go away. Shoo. Shoo. I throw down my glove at you. Got that extra token. Nice. You successfully calm down the sheep and can finally take a look at the grass. After careful examination and some tests, it seems the grass contains some special nutrients that attract the sheep. You take some with you for their scientific value. So we can go around either way. I don't think it's going to matter which way we go around. I'm going to go around this way. There's an old abandoned shack standing on the top of a hill. Searching such a shack, that's hard to say, is an opportunity a group of explorers cannot pass up. Search the shack. It seems the old owner was in a hurry to leave. There are all kinds of furniture, cooking equipment, and there's even some jewelry left behind. You take the jewelry and leave the shack. 3 collect tokens. Sweet. Let's head over here now. The next to a mountain, you see what appears to be a Saxon castle. It looks quite old, but frankly untouched, which may be due to a remote location. Explore the castle. As you approach the castle, you are certain that it's abandoned. The gates are ajar, and after crossing a small courtyard, you reach yet another smaller gate. Open the gate. The gate leads to the castle entrance. You see all kinds of Saxon decorations. The room is filled with doors, hundreds of doors, 1,000 doors. Dolores mentions that some say castles like these are cursed, and you can get lost easily, but sometimes treasures can be found. What will you look for? We can search for the throne room, search for the king's bedroom, search for the catacombs, or just walk around aimlessly. Let's check out the throne room. Dolores mentions that searching for the throne room often results in physical challenges, but royal artifacts such as swords may be found there. Let's see what's in the others. King's bedroom. A good scouting job might improve the odds. Where he kept his personal items such as his mantle. Reconsider. We don't have a scout. Search the catacombs. Finding the correct door that leads to the catacombs is tricky. Scientific measurements or knowledge may help to determine which door has the highest chance. Nope. Let's go with throne room. After entering several doors with dead ends, uninteresting rooms, and even a lavatory, you have now discovered a door behind which lies a strange hallway. Halfway along it, there is a giant platform without stairs, a rope, or anything. In order to stay together, everyone has to get up. Let's climb it. Let's do it. Everyone reaches the top 80% chance. Oh, no! Although Charles got up the platform pretty easily, the others are unable to climb it. You are forced to walk around aimlessly and open some random doors. That's so messed up. After spending hours and hours searching behind doors, it finally looks like luck is upon you. You see a nicely decorated door. So we get a 6% chance of the mantle, 24% chance of the catacombs, and 71% chance of royal playroom with statuettes. Please be anything other than statuettes. You open the door and enter the royal playroom. That's like the least valuable one, I think. There are all kinds of valuable toys the royal children must have played with. Among the toys lies a miniature battlefield where a golden Saxon knight is standing bravely in the middle. Take the treasure and leave the castle before you get lost. Alright. 8 to collect. I guess that's fine because we're going for gold anyway. I'll take it. You make your way back towards the gates. You are glad you did not get lost forever in the castle with 1,000 doors. You take one last look at the castle and at the treasure you found before continuing your journey. Now, I know there are cursed areas in the game where if you keep wandering, you are liable to lose resolve by falling into pits and crazy stuff like that. So if that starts happening, we're going to have to prematurely exit the stage. Survivalist, tracking, or diplomat customs. I think I'm going to go diplomat customs. So that gives us +1 attack power, +2 speech defense. We also get group insult, which is his kind of like AoE taunt. It's a cone, I believe. Let's go down here. This should be the hidden stash. It's usually right there. In all the first expeditions, you can find it in a little unlabeled spot. You found a hidden hoard. We're going to get it for the gold. Go here next. We're now out of supplies. It's a sunny day as Charles spots a faint glare by a rock formation. As you remove the stones, you notice it's a stash for some local bandits. You decide to take it and put a note to mock the bandits. We're now out of supplies, and we lose speech defense. That's fine. Crew can be improved. We're going to get 2 more debuffs. 2 people are having a heated discussion as you walk by. One of them yells at you, "Hey, you! Hey, yes, you! We need your opinion on something. We are discussing what the best way is to solve problems." I'm convinced that using speech will solve any problem you encounter, but this guy here thinks that using physical attacks is the way to go. What do you think? If you choose me, I'll teach you how to use speech more effectively on this island. If you choose him, he will do the same for attack. We're going to be using speech more often than attack, I would think. So we're going to go with speech. Excellent choice. Speech is always the better option. I will teach one of you how to use speech more effectively on this island. It's only effective on this expedition. We're going to go with... let's go with Dolores. Dolores learns about the history and customs of this island, which will be very useful during challenges on this expedition. This will be useless on other expeditions, though. Your crew is ready to continue. Charles loses grit, that's fine. Don't really care about... He didn't really have grit to begin with, so grit's the best thing you can have for a debuff if you have no grit to begin with. And Excavation 10 is standing on a rock formation. You decide to take a look. As soon as you open the tent, a girl with a lab coat and glasses screams in terror and trembles in fear. Ah! Who are you? What are you doing here? You're here to steal my secret, aren't you? Yes, yes you are. Please take some money and leave. We can either try to get some information out of her, or we can take the money and leave. 56% chance of 3, or 100% chance of 1. I think this is the better option, although we may lose that collect token. Hey, got it. The researcher calms down and is convinced that you are here to help her. She tells you about how a mining company hired her to find the right spots to dig. She even shares some information with you, which was probably classified. Cool. Out of supplies, please be grit. Loses armor. I'll take it, it's fine. Okay, now we can go into the middle. We've cleared everything. Look at all those collect tokens. 21 collect tokens at 10 to 15 gold each is a beautiful thing. We really needed more status tokens to unlock more stuff in the item shop, though. So we may not be able to capitalize on all that gold yet. The burial site of the Saxon kings must be somewhere around. Once you get there, this expedition will come to an end. Onwards, let's do it. The crew searches through the hills and quickly finds what they were looking for, the Saxon burial site. One of the tombs is of King Egbert, a particularly mysterious figure. Finding its secrets will surely skyrocket your reputation as the renowned explorers. However, you hear familiar laughter. This is the story we already know about. It's Raveloe. He's here to excavate King Egbert's tomb. He's like, well, I'm going to go plunder it while you talk to Tommy. And Tommy's like, hey, we're going to fight. And now we're going to fight. Okay, we want to be aggressive. Tommy will be impressed with our skill if we're aggressive. And we're going to get something special for that. We're safe to go aggressive because he's aggressive as well. So let's start with Amelia in the back here. And just smack this guy. And smack you. And then Dolores has that negative armor malice, doesn't she? She has negative 2 armor now, but it's fine. It's fine. She'll take some damage. Even with 0 armor, she still has almost double what our old crew had for spirit. Not bad. Normally they do like 10 damage to her, maybe 9. Alright, smack. Beautiful. Charles, if you would please, protect us for a minute. Normally I won't be taking out all the ads like I'm doing right here. I'll normally be just focusing more on the boss. But for now, it's good to show off. Let's make him, this will make him enraged, give him negative 25 armor. That'll let us do more damage to him with our physical attacks. And in turn. Okay, now we're going to stack our buff along with that debuff. So he's got Enrage, which is negative 25 armor, which means, or negative 25% armor. See, that tooltip is misleading. One says negative 25%, the other one says negative 25 armor. It's clearly negative 25, not negative 25%. We're also going to buff ourselves with excited, which gives plus 25% speech. Oh, that's not what I needed. I needed the one that gives plus 25% attack. That's confident. I don't think we have an AoE confident. We have, he gives impressed, she gives confident. I want to go ahead and buff him with confident in a second here. We're going to do an AoE heal just to show you how that looks. Look, we're full on health again. In one ability, full on health. That's awesome. We're going to make him confident if we can. And then he should be able to do his maximum damage potential because he's confident with the plus 25% attack power. He has a negative 25 motion, negative 25 armor. So we're going to be able to do a good bit of damage to him. So you can see that's pretty good against a boss. That's a lot of damage. Oh, I forgot. I forgot he has an AoE ability. It's alright. Now we can just kind of smash him. Smashy, smashy. And he can't see, he's stuck in the enraged because aggressive makes him, pushes him down more into the negative. And so he can't go into the positive and get out of that enrage unless he, you know, buffs himself. So he's permanently stuck in that as long as we're using aggressive attacks. Neat little nuance there. Tommy is impressed by your skill. Awesome. Tommy is pretty impressed. Wow, you're pretty strong. Few can take on the mighty Tommy gun. Take some gold in this checklist. It describes treasures we want to find here. I guess if you beat us to it, you deserve one as well. And he leaves to follow Raveloe, who has already plundered King Egbert's tomb and left. So we got +2 collect, and we also got all your crew members gain +1 attack permanently, which is cool. And we also got the checklist. The crew quickly turns to the mysterious checklist you got from the encounter. It seems to be some sort of agenda or scheme. Amelia takes it and reads it out loud. This is what I should have saved that tool for, just to make sure I got it. Because it's a nice end of the expedition bonus. Treasures still to grab. The one hidden in the tomb of the Forgotten King. The one treasure held by the locals. The one in the cache near the dangerous cliffs. Due date today. It seems Raveloe was going to nab some more treasures. You might be able to get one before him. Which treasure are you going to chase? I kind of want to investigate the tomb of the Forgotten King. That seems like it's going to be the best possible result. But let's see. There's another tomb around here. Maybe you can outsmart Raveloe this time. Who will lead the investigation? Only a 46% chance of getting it, so let's back off that idea. Here's the one for the locals. Since you fancy yourself as more charming than Raveloe, maybe you can beat him to getting the treasure from the locals. This gives I have a 96% chance of getting 6 campaign tokens. We are in desperate need of campaign tokens for unlocking higher levels of the item shop. This one gives a 75% chance of gold in Lindar Hills. Wow. That is a lot of gold. So let's back off that. I really need to have those campaign tokens for the end of this level. So let's go ahead and grab these campaign tokens. That'll give us, I forget how much it gives us, but it's like, I don't know, 10 to 15 per token, I think. So this is actually an important thing for me to get. Are you kidding me? Oh, yay! Haha. So close. The locals are actually going to help Raveloe, but Charles manages to convince them. With their knowledge, you find the treasure from the secret checklist. The locals are impressed with your skill and charm. Amazing. Swing! Saxon ring. +1 collect, and also when spending insight with a level 2 tactician. That's awesome because we're gonna have. Are we gonna have a level 2 tactician? I forget. +5 campaign tokens, which are sorely needed. With this last find, your expedition still concludes on a high note. However, it's clear that if you want to beat the most renowned explorer, you have to beat Raveloe. Now it's personal. Back to London. Let's see what kind of haul we got here. Cha-ching! We could have got even more gold, too, if we really wanted it, but I really needed to get those upgrades on the item shop early on. Sweet. Continue. Tyrant Tycoon. A magnificent job. The board of the renowned explorers, yada, 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 gives us more supplies. Here's some more things you need to do. And here's some things that they want us to look at. And boom. There we go. Okay. So, plan. Item shop. We're going to be upgrading the item shop here. We're also going to be using our tokens to get the most gold possible. But also, we may go for campaign tokens if we need a little bit more status to get our item shop upgraded. So that'll be what we do in the beginning of the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to click that subscribe button if you're interested in seeing more videos like this. And like I said, in the next one, we'll be doing all the map stuff, showing off all the cool items we're going to unlock, and then jumping into the next expedition. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, keep it clean.